What's up guys, Matt here, and today I'm doing a video on the Fluval Edge Reef Tank series. This is a long overdue video. This is going to be part 3, and I did a water change in the last video, and I've answered a lot of questions in the comments below, but I thought I would go ahead and answer them in a video form so that everyone can kind of hear what the questions have been. And also I'm just going to be giving you some tips on how I've kept this tank successful. I've had it for almost 2 years now, and it is running strong. So let's get right into it. The first question I got was, what would you do differently if you had the tank from the beginning? And I think what I would have done differently is I would not have done the hang on the back filter. Now I know I did say that the hang on the back filter was great in the beginning, but I did realize that it was kind of causing a lot of the issues with the cyanobacteria. So after I took the hang on the back filter out, a lot of my problems were fixed. So I would recommend that you skip the hang on the back filter and give it a go. It might work out for you. Another question I got was, do I use RO water? And the answer to that is definitely, of course, I use RO DI water. I actually did a video on the RO Buddy, so you can check that out. I'll have a link to it. The RO Buddy is a great affordable option to make your own water at home. I think it runs around $100, so it'll actually save you money in the long run, and it's great for how many water changes you need on here. And the size of the RO Buddy makes a perfect amount of water, so definitely recommend that, and always use RODI water, guys. Next one is, what did I add to the stock setup? So what I added to the stock setup, I think it just comes with the basic light, the filter that you get, and the tank. You don't really get much in the stock setup, so I added a heater, power head, and the light was the biggest thing that I changed. I got this Edge Bright light hood. I got the more expensive one. I think it was $150. I'm not exactly sure. I'll have a link to where I got it from. It was from eBay, the Edge Bright store, and I'm pretty sure they still do make those lights, and they are great lights for the Fluval Edge tank. No problems other than the fan is kind of, the fan on the light might be a little cheap and it makes a little bit of noise, but other than that, it's worked out great and provides enough power. So yeah, I mean, you do have to add a lot to the stock setup, but that is the same with every other tank. You usually have to buy a lot more things. Another good question I got was, is the tank quiet enough for a bedroom? I think this tank, if you do the setup that I have, it's definitely quiet enough at night. However, during the day, the fan is a little bit noisy. I don't know if I could sleep with that fan, but it's not too loud. It's quiet. It's perfectly quiet at night. When there's no light on, since there's no filter, there's no real external moving things going on. So the power head in there is whisper quiet. So yeah, you could put it in a bedroom, and I think it would be a nice piece to a bedroom. The next question was, would you need better lighting if you were just having fish in the tank? Now, the answer to that is no. If you don't have any corals in your tank, you don't need these high-powered lights. It's definitely going to make your tank look cooler, having the lights. It'll brighten it up more. The stock lights are very dim. I don't even think you could do fresh water very well if you had plants with that light. It just doesn't light up the tank very well, and that's kind of the big issue with this tank, is just having the lights in one spot. You miss a lot of your areas in the tank to light the tank up. So, but if you just have fish, you'll be fine with the regular stock lights. You don't need to go out and spend a lot on a lighting system. But if you do have corals, you definitely do need to get a better light system. Those were the main questions that I saw on the comments. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about how I kept this tank running and successful, and some things you might end up running into. I think the biggest thing that I've done to keep this tank successful was just staying on top of water changes. And you just got to be disciplined and change the water every weekend or two. Right now, I change it about every other weekend because it's more of a mature tank, but in the beginning, I was very strict on water changes, and I did them every weekend. And when you think about it, the water change on this is not hard at all. It's very low water. I only take it down about right there. It's only a gallon or so, so you don't really have to make a ton of salt or a lot of water, and it's not that hard. You can do it in 30 minutes to an hour, and it's not too bad. One thing that I was surprised about in this tank is the glass is not as hard as I thought it was to clean. If you get one of those metal scrapers, you can get the algae or whatever else is growing on your glass off. I like to keep the back just natural and have the coralline grow on the back of it, but the front has been pretty easy to get the algae off. Also, my corals in this tank grow a lot better than in my bigger tank. I'm not sure why. I think that the parameters in here are just set up great. The flow, temperature, chemistry in this tank is just, I think it's just great, and the corals thrive in it. The frog spawn here has grown tremendously, and all the other corals are just doing really well in this tank. I actually propagated a coral from my other tank and put it in here, and it's doing really well. It's growing extremely fast. And I do not feed the corals at all, actually. I used to do phytoplankton for a while, but I just stopped doing it, and they still grow fine, so don't think that you need to go out and buy a bunch of coral food. They're growing fine. But yeah, overall, I mean, this tank has really surprised me about how easy it is to do. I thought that owning a smaller tank would be a lot harder, but if you do the setup I have, I think that you'll have pretty good luck with it, and you just gotta stay disciplined, water change, and I think that it will turn out very well for you. It hasn't been too hard at all. The lighting system, I think, has really kept this thing together though, so just upgrade the lights, water changes, and I think you'll be very successful with a Fluval Edge reef tank. So that's going to cover this video, guys. It's part 3 in the Fluval Edge series. If you do have any comments, please feel free to leave them down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll have more videos coming out soon. Thanks for watching, guys.